return from his end zone, Malik Taylor. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line.
Rodgers now on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, Rodgers.
Going right back to Jones. This time the connection made.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Now a first down carry by Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers to throw. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with the grab.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Jones.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Jones again.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
Aaron Jones taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers are on the board here first in the season opener.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He finds Smith out of the backfield. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Now Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Will be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Off the play fake, Winston. Rolling to his right. Johnson with a burst, a first down or more. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Jameis to throw it. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. To throw is Winston. He finds his man Johnson. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. What's good on the extra point? And we'll tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. On the return from his end zone, Malik Taylor. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Doing with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A gain of 22. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. These two teams all tied after 1. The Packers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Try to lay one up deep. And this will be incomplete. Both players with a shot at it that time, but neither coming away with it. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. This will be taken at the 13, and he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 22, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. Third down here. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the Saints bring on their new punter for 2021, Blake Gillikin, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 36. Oh, what a move. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that for that 17th game. And could that be the game that decides a bunch of division titles?
On 1st down, Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And right side, they're going to go option here. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. And Crosby puts it through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
Not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. 2nd and 20. Another try after the 1st down sack. Winston looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Aaron Stokes. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Pushing through the contact. 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half. 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. On 2nd and very short, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And how about for Alvin Kamara? Another great year that he's coming off of as an all-around player, but especially as a pass catcher. 81 receptions each of his first 3 NFL seasons. Last year added 2 more to finish with 83, the most by any running back in the NFL. An awfully dangerous man in the open field.
And this is incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Play action now, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Winston. Smith catches left side. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the 1st. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That time on the punt. it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll roll him out right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 34.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through.
And it's a Packers touchdown. Mercedes Lewis, as the first half is winding down. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing again on second and 10. Winston escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
This time they stay on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Final play of the half here, Winston. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Here's Winston. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long. And you can see the frustration that it's causing, because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Sliding out of the pocket.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Travis Carey. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll run on first down. Jones. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Following the interception, Winston. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So they recover their own fumble. Now they face third and short. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. To throw, Winston. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd and 2, Winston. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. throwing. Winston. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints are back within a score. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to. And
showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through one tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And his throw is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Going for it all.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
The kick by Crosby is good, and they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10.
Oh, Johnson, nice grab.
And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On play action, Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Now Winston. Touchdown! Michael Thomas from 4 yards out. And the Saints, if they convert the extra point, they'll have the lead.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
On the return from his end zone, Malik Taylor. And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did. Okay. It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Garden would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Saints on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Play fake. Winston. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
That's taken on the 25. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. On the delay, Jones. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. Taken down by Pete Werner. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throwing is Rodgers. A check down here to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The 71 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Dillon will score. Touchdown, Packers. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Flush to his right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Winston now. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Here's Winston.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Winston. One incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Winston. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. A really nice knockdown. There's so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man. Because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara
with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Winston. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it. And that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Kamara. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Alvin Kamara, 25 yards.
And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz to try to end the PAT. And with that, the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. A big for a stop. Rodgers to throw.
Pass complete
To the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Up of 20 yards. Back to throw. Rodgers.
Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
To throw is Rodgers. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, this game has not been short on entry, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
And 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1.